Hello you guys, I have been on tirzepatide, partnered with WeightCare for the last 7 weeks, and I've lost a total of 12.2 pounds if we want to get technical. 12 pounds in 7 weeks. It's been an amazing experience and I've noticed such a difference in my everyday life. So today I wanted to go over what I used to do versus what I do now and how my habits are really supporting my weight loss with my GLP-1 weight loss medication. First of all, I started every morning off with a lot of sugar. I would make iced coffee in the morning with creamer and cold foam, and I would not weigh this out. I remember one time I did weigh out my creamer and I was putting like 6 servings. 6+ servings. It was insane. I was using like 300 calories worth of creamer and it just obviously not healthy. So now in the morning I start my day off with protein. I find that this helps me stay on track. It gets me started with my protein goal and I feel a lot better. It's also really strange because I've always been a huge iced coffee girly, but ever since starting my GLP-1, I don't know, I just don't crave it. I don't desire it. It's really strange. Even the other day my husband got me a coffee and it took me 2 days to drink it. I had to put it in the fridge. It's really hard to explain, but I've just been wanting my protein in the morning with my Zip Fizz. This is what I use as my energy replacement instead of coffee. It doesn't have a lot of caffeine, so I like that I don't feel that anxious, crazy, wired out feeling like I do with coffee, although sometimes you need that in your life. And so every morning, this is what I want to feel like I'm starting my day off on the right foot. It's very strange. I just don't crave that sweet sugar iced coffee anymore, and I'm not mad about it. I just made lunch. It's now 4 o'clock. A few things that are different from before I started the GLP-1 tirzepatide with WeightCare compared to now is normally I'd be snacking all day long, munching on anything and everything, chips, candy, cookies. Like, I just had no self-control and I just would get these really intense cravings. Even if I wasn't hungry, I would just think about food or I would see something and just without even thinking, grab, eat, and satisfy that craving. I don't have a ton of cravings like that anymore. For lunch today, I made albacore tuna. I made the switch from regular tuna to albacore because it's a lot more protein, and I throw veggies in literally everything, even if it's weird or unconventional. Last night we did like hot dogs, like a chili cheese thing, and instead of doing a bun, I cut up the weenie and I put literally vegetables in with my cheese and chili, and my husband was like, what the, but I don't know, like something in me is like, just throw vegetables in it, like what's the big deal? I also did 1 serving of mayo. If I'm not tracking or trying to lose weight, I'll literally just scoop it until it looks creamy enough, thick enough for my liking. But I don't know, something's different in my mindset. It's probably the GLP-1. I just don't have this intense need to make every single meal extremely scrumptious, extremely fulfilling. This honestly tastes really good. It doesn't taste as creamy, but also it's not as fattening and it's not as high calorie. If I were to do it the way that my heart desires without tracking, I would have my whole day's calories in literally mayonnaise, which is just not good for me. Another difference is that I'm happy with 1 serving of chips. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I love chips. It's like my addiction food, kind of, really, but chips in particular. And so to be able to be happy with the serving, this is gonna have me full, satisfied, and it's also high protein and I don't feel guilty or bloated, so it's a win-win on all scenarios. Another difference that I noticed since I started a GLP-1 is that when I do have a snack, I make sure that I add protein. If a snack does not have protein, then I do not even waste my time, because meeting my protein goal is really important to me, especially being on tirzepatide. So here is our snack for the day. You guys, it is now dinner time and here is my plate. There's a lot different, especially when it comes to dinner and meals in general. So here on my plate, I have a majority of vegetables, a really good, healthy serving of protein, and then very little white rice. Before I started tirzepatide with WeightCare, I would literally do a huge bed of rice, chicken, and oftentimes not even have vegetables. So the fact that I'm able to do this, because I would consider myself a carb addict in recovery. Since starting tirzepatide with WeightCare, I don't feel extremely obsessed with carbs. I feel satisfied with just a little bit, whereas before I felt like I needed a lot of it. It was my favorite thing to eat, and now I don't feel that same control. I don't feel like food has that control over me anymore, so it's a really great feeling. This is definitely the type of food that's getting me closer to my goal and how I am down 12 pounds so far. Another major difference from before I started GLP-1 to now is that I'm always drinking water. This is mainly because I know I need to, and I want to make sure that my kidneys and everything internally is running smoothly. But yeah, before I definitely drank my calories. I would drink sodas, mainly zero sodas, but I would do a lot of juice and sweet tea. And so now we stick to water. It's now the end of the day and I am going to finish off my calories with a dessert. So normally what I would do before I started the GLP-1 is I would eat a whole bag of this true fruit, which is basically like a chocolate covered strawberry. I'd literally eat the whole bag, and I think it's like 8 or 10 servings, and that would be my dessert. I would just open the bag and finish it all. I would have sweet treats whenever, it didn't matter. I just had no boundaries around sugar. But now that I am on my weight loss journey and just really focused, I'm seeing progress, I'm doing good, but also I'm just a girl. I still want my sweet treat, I still want my dessert. So I'll wait until the end of the day to see how many calories I have left and then make my dessert accordingly. And I also always try to make sure it has protein, because it's really easy when it comes to dessert to just have it all full of fat and carbs, but we don't want to leave behind that protein. So here I have my true fruit with an Oikos protein yogurt and a serving of pecans. And that's going to conclude a day in the life of what I eat, how I used to eat before GLP-1 and how I eat now that I am on a GLP-1. It has been honestly changing my life. I feel like since starting Tirzepatide and partnering with WeightCare, I've been working towards healing my relationship with food, which has been really nice. It feels really good to feel free and to not feel like food is controlling me, and to not feel like my emotions are impacting my food decisions, because like I said, I'm just a girl and I'm gonna have feelings, I'm gonna have ups and downs, but to be able to not always use food as a crutch or as a closure has been really nice. And I feel like this is also helping me to prioritize my protein, to not have so much food noise, and to lose weight, which is the ultimate goal. If you guys have been interested in trying a GLP-1, I highly recommend WeightCare. They are extremely supportive. Everything is online and the process is super simple. I will have my link in the description box below. It'll take you directly to their website, so that way you can check out the different weight loss programs they offer. And they also have other things like NAD+. They also do semaglutide on microdose. They have other things to check out, so I highly recommend hopping on their website. And if you do decide to place an order, be sure to use code Monique200, which saves you $200 off of your first weight loss program. It's a very simple process. You go to their website, you add the weight loss program to your cart, put my coupon code Monique200, check out. It'll have you fill out a questionnaire, and then that'll get submitted to your physician. Your physician will then approve or deny your medication, and if it gets approved, it gets shipped out right away. If it gets denied, you do get refunded. After that, you get onboarded with their support team, and that's how simple the process is. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one.